Welcome to my channel. So today we want to be looking at the factors of production. And our learning intention in this class is to learn the definition of factors of production, explain the importance, describe the rewards for each factors of production, explain the difference between human and physical capital, and we'll also explain division of labor and specialization. So in economics, we actually refer to resources available in an economy as the factors of production. So it's resources we refer to as factors of production. As we said that the study of economics is as a result of the resources being scarce in nature, and wants are unlimited. So resources is very important because of the scarcity nature of resources. So we need to efficiently allocate these resources. And that's why it's important for us to now identify what are the resources we have in our disposition, what is resources. And in economics, the resources are the factors of production, the four. They are the means by which an economy produces a whole range of goods and services. So to produce range of goods and services, we will need these four resources we will be identifying, to meet the needs of the population. Like we have said, that these resources are efficiently allocated in order for us to be able to meet, the needs of people, to try to satisfy some of the unlimited wants. Now, like we said, that the factors of production are four. We have land, labor, capital, and enterprise. So when we talk about land is anything nature gives us. That's what we refer to as land. That is not man-made, provided by nature, natural resources. So it's not just the earth crust that we refer to as land, like things like mineral deposits like oil, rivers, lakes, climate, they are all categorized as land. Forest, anything nature gives us, just think of it. Fish in the water that nature gives, it's anything nature just gives. They actually refers to as land, when we categorize them as resources in the economy. So anything nature, just think of it, gold, anything nature gives to us, it's land. Now, labor on the other hand, and okay, the reward for land is actually rent. That's the reward for land. It's important we know the rewards, for each of the factors of production. Now, then for labor, it is the human resources that is available. You see some people will say human effort put in production. So the human resource, any human resource that is available in an economy is referred to as labor. And it's important to talk about the quantity and quality of labor, that is available. The quality will look at the skills, the quantity will look at the number of people who are willing to work, which is very, very important because for us to maximize our productivity level in an economy, we need to ensure that people who are able, to work are working, they are economically active. So that's very, very important. And we also have capital, which is a type of resource that includes anything that can be rewarded as made by humans to aid production. Some definition will say that capital are man-made assets. So anything that it's made by humans to aid production is referred to as capital. And the reward for capital is actually interest. For labor, it is wages and salaries. And the last one is enterprise, which talks about the skills that is needed to organize other factors of production so as to produce goods and services. So that's enterprise. It is the ability and inventiveness of the entrepreneur. So the entrepreneur is one who has that skills, and one of the major characteristics of this entrepreneur is that the entrepreneur is a risk taker. And the reward for enterprise is actually profit. So there's also certain things we need to take note of in economics, and it is how we actually categorize countries based on the income level. It's a very important concept we need to understand. You have heard low income, lower middle income, and high income. So there are different categorization in which, but it's just looking at we categorizing, based on income earned, that's the range of income. So according to the World Bank, that is in 2018, low income countries are said to be economies where their income pie, that is income um, individuals earn, is between $125 thousand dollars, $1,025, sorry, or less. Within that range is low income, that earns within that region. I believe that's yearly. Yeah, I believe it's yearly. Yearly, yeah, I believe so. No, monthly. This should be monthly. Monthly, yeah, should be monthly. Yeah, monthly. Now, so then lower middle income countries are countries where their income per head is between 1,026 and 3,995. That is in 2018. Yeah, this should be monthly. That's lower middle income countries. And the high incomes are the ones that per head is between 12,376 or more. Those are high income countries. So this is just categorizing countries based on the level of income that is in. Now, it's also important for us to look at difference between physical capital and human capital. One is tangible, we can see it. Then the other is not tangible, but we see that um, they are both dependent on one another. So, what is physical capital? There are factors of production such as machinery, buildings, infrastructure. So, they are tangible assets we can see that aid production. So, the tangible assets we can see. Now, and human capital, on the other hand, is the value of labor to the productive potential of an economy. So that looks at the skills needed. That is the skill. So that's human capital. So, investment in human capital is very, very essential. That would also determine the level of physical capital in an economy. So we'll see that a good number of innovations we've had is actually as a result of human capital, skills, ideas of man, and all of that. So it therefore means that physical capital also is dependent on human capital, ability of human capital. So as much as an economy wants to invest in physical capital to aid productivity level, they also must ensure they have huge investment in human capital, which would be investment basically in education and training and the likes. That would actually help them to attain that productivity level. Now, another concept we like to explain under this topic is specialization. Now, when we talk about specialization, it's the process by which individuals, firms, and economies concentrate. The word concentrate is very important on producing those goods and services where they have an advantage over others. That thing which you're good at, that's what specialization is. Let's say, for example, I'm very good at making shoes. You understand? So it means that specialization now means that I need to keep producing that shoe. I need to be known, I need to be an expert. Though there are disadvantage of it, people can get, because it's monotonous, you need to keep doing it over and over, people can get bored in doing the same thing over and over again. But the more you keep doing, you start becoming an expert. So that's the essence of specialization, is just to have experts, skilled people who are well experienced on a particular thing. So that's basically what specialization does. It makes people very skillful and experienced, which is also very important in and in economic growth. For any economy that want to grow, we need specialists, those who are good at a particular thing, and that's what specialization looks into. Because in an economy, you can't do all. That's it. You just need to find a niche that you're very good at, and you're just an expert in it, and that's what specialization is about. And we also have division of labor. It is when the manufacturing process is split into a sequence of individual tasks. That is, when we now break down, let's say, a work into different tasks. Do you understand? And one of the good thing about division of labor is that it makes jobs faster. Do you understand? Because everyone, have their own tasks to actually complete, and that's always very, very good, when we actually put work into different tasks and different people can handle it. So it's really important, because it helps to save time. It also helps to save resources also. Division of labor would help save resources to avoid wastage, because when you are giving that tax, you are most likely going to give it to those who are good at it. You won't just give it to any other person. So, it's going to be a specialist, someone who is good at that task. I follow. So people can now focus on what they are good at. So that would help in resource management also. So that will be all on this topic on factors of production. So we've been able to look at the four factors of production and their reward: land, labor, capital, enterprise. We've looked at their reward. The reward for land is rent. The reward for labor is wages and salary. The reward for capital is interest, and the reward for enterprise is actually profit. And we've also looked at how we can categorize, economies based on income earned. We've also looked at the concept of physical capital and human capital, and we talked about specialization and division of labor. So I believe you've gained one thing, basically, you understanding that whenever we say resources in economics, we're talking about the four factors of production. So kindly subscribe to this channel. That would definitely encourage me to do more videos, just breaking down economics concepts, into bits. And I believe so much these concepts are going to help you in preparing for your IGCSE exams and A-levels exam. So kindly subscribe. Thank you so much. And if you have questions or more clarity on this topic, you can always drop your questions in the comment section, and I'll be willing to answer your question. Okay, bye.